Yes! Oh, wicked, here we go. Oh, rock and roll. How is everyone rocking today? Yes! Oh, quality. Awesome. Okay, so what we got today, we've got a really, really difficult thing that we're trying to do. It might not be that difficult. I have this feeling that there's going to be a like game developer who's going to look at this thing thinking, oh, this is a really easy thing that you've got to do. To me, this is going to be quite difficult, but I reckon we can do it. We can actually we'll be able to get it done. So this one, the actual period of time that this is going to take is going to be somewhere between, say, 20 minutes to 5.5 days. 5.5 days of me just struggling, being like, why isn't this working? So I'm going to be optimistic. I think we can get this done in... let's see. Right, let's hope we can see if we can do it by the end of this episode. This will be quality if we can. So, what are we going to try and do? So, let's have a look. I've actually got all the stuff kind of that I want. So, number one, right, we have got... let's see if I can show you the problem. Let's hope that I didn't leave it with loads of error messages last time I was trialling. But yeah, so number one, what we've got is we've got this enemy here, right? And then it sort of approaches, gets closer, right? So this is essentially what this one here, and I'll quickly show you, is this has got the mini enemy script, and as it gets closer, it sort of bounces over, and then the big one arrives, and then this one is the monster script. Now, that mini enemy script and the monster script have so many functions and things that are the same, because there's so many. Yeah, there's just so much similarity. So my first big thing that I want to do is change the names of the scripts. So instead of it being mini enemy script and monster script, I want it to be monster mini script, monster main script. And then I also want to have another script, which is essentially going to be like a parent of both of these. So we can get we can sort of chuck all of the important stuff in one script and just try and make things a bit clearer. So that's going to be my first sort of goal. But then I want to have another monster script. Like, whoa, you're making too many scripts. No, it's okay. We're going to have another one which we're going to attach here, and basically all of the important things, anything that the monster is actually going to do is going to be run by what most people would call the monster manager script, the thing that actually this is going to be the foreman that's going to be like, all right, monster, you can go through. You can do this now, which sounds good. Sorry, let me just turn this one down. I realise I'm hearing a bit of an echo, but I think I've sorted that. Oh yeah, and we haven't got music. God, I need music. There we go. I actually have no idea if that's too loud or too quiet. You're like, you didn't turn any music on. It's like, no, I can hear the music. Anyway, so we're going to have a monster manager script, but I kind of want to call it monster master script. I prefer using the word master because that makes it feel as though it's like, Skeletor. Well, I don't know why it makes me think of Skeletor, but anyway. So right, first off, first of all, we'll need to actually change some script names. So let's see. We've got the monster script here, and on the map script, even though this is going to I'm just going to drag this on here so we have all of the monster scripts in one place. Okay, now changing the name at this point of a script is surprisingly quite difficult. So what we actually need to do is, first of all, so I want to change this to monster mini script. We're going to try and simplify things. So in order to be able to do that, I need to go into here, right, click this name, and then have rename to monster mini script. But we're not done yet. Okay, so I've done that, but now as we come off, we're going to get a bunch of error messages, or one error message, I can't remember. It might just be one. We didn't get any at all. Okay, that's fine. But what we also need to do is change this here into monster mini script, and make sure that let's have a look. I think that should be okay. And now I just want to open this one up just to check. So this is now monster mini script. I believe that's all we need to do. We'll find out a bit later. Okay. So now we're going to go into the monster script. This is going to be the monster main script. Okay, so we're going to do the same again. So rename to monster main. And when you're actually using the rename function, I've made the change, and you then have to press enter, which took me a long time to work out, because I was thinking if I press enter, it's just going to break the line, but it doesn't. So let's rock. Okay. So now we need to change this name. I might be able to just copy and change this one over here. Yeah, okay. I think that's okay, right. So let's just check that now that everything's changed. There's no error messages yet. None of this matters, that's fine. Okay, we're now going to create a C# script, which is going to be monster parent script. So hopefully we're going to get all of the important functions. Oh yeah, of course. Now you would think the fact that you'd think that now that I've named it monster parent script and I press enter to be like that's what I want to call it, that and then it brings up this. You would think, oh, it's going to bring up this script, this nice empty script that I've created. No. It just wants to remind you that I think Visual Studios gets a bit lonely sometimes. So just like, I'm just going to open up for no reason. So now we actually need to double click on this. Monster parent script. Let's go get rid of all this. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky, but we want to get all of the important stuff. So, in fact, we can do this now. So, this mono behavior is essentially one of the parents of this script. Now, I'm going to change this to monster parent script, okay? And I know you're thinking, well, don't you need all the important mono behavior script? And yes, you are right. However, this is the monster parent script itself has already got a parent of mono behavior. So in a way, this monster has a grandparent known as mono behavior. I think we're going probably confusing things a little bit more than we need to. Right, okay. Let's have a look. So, this is... We've just got to work out. So I'm going to do the same for the monster main script, which I need to open up as well. And we're just going to go through it sort of slowly, bit by bit, and like see if that works, and then, bless me, move to the next bit. So I've got some energy drink today. To sort of like keep me pumped. I've realised anyway, monster main script, and this is also going to have the parent of monster parent script. That should be fine. Okay, now in theory everything should still remain the same, so we shouldn't be getting any error messages. Oh, KOT fan, yes, hello. Oh, rock and roll, yes. Yeah, not bad. I'm doing good. How about yourself? Yeah. Oh, it's always awesome to see you. Yeah, I thought because I realised I was trying to do something a bit complicated at the end of the last episode, and I feel like I can probably hopefully get it knocked out. Oh yeah, wicked. Yeah, I thought I'd see if I could get this knocked out by the end of this episode, and we'll see how well we go. Right, so let's go. Yeah, this will be. So what we're gonna do, if I have my monster parent script on the right over here, then we can just start putting important things. So first of all, mini monster trans, I think we just rename that to monster trans. So hopefully, because we want to get all the similarities and just chuck them over, and that is probably needs to be protected as well. Protected. This one here we're going to rename to Monster SR. That will also be protected. And yeah, we just need to kind of go through each bit by bit. And all of this, what I wanted these green messages, because the reason we're getting all of this is because this has basically got a variable called monster trans, but in its parent it's also got another one called monster trans, so we can literally just delete all of this. And I think we're eventually looking to get rid of this attack symbol. In fact, is there actually, find all references, there's pretty much yeah, there's no use for it. We don't need it. So let's go. I'm still going to just green it out instead, just to be on the safe side. So the attack text message, find all references. Yep, don't need that either. Let's just get rid of this bad boy. Yeah, this one, it might get a little bit ugly. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I think, like, I don't have too much consistency. It's like, it would be good if I could be like, yeah, I'm going to do exactly 3 hours, like, each time, but, like, I think sometimes I'm just, like, on a roll. Unfortunately, today, I'll have to leave a little bit earlier than normal, just purely because I've got a, I realised I've got to make food. And I was thinking, I don't know if the cooking stream is really the... Watch me as I chop onions very, very slowly. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Oh, did I? No, that's interesting. Okay. Let me just save that there. I've just got to work out where... we don't need any of that. Right. What's the main script? Not sure. No references. Okay. So, somehow I seem to have lost my monster main script altogether. What if I... Oh, I dragged it off and put it somewhere else. Ah, okay. Right. So this, find all references. We don't need that at all. I will kind of have a good, nice deleting thing. I don't think we need this either, because we're kind of trying to improve. But I think the I'm still happy that I did this to begin with, because this made perfect sense at the time. It served the purpose. But now I'm looking to improve it. We can. Yeah, it just makes a lot more sense. So, monster sprites. Okay, so this is going to be one of the things that we... that we get. Right, okay, so monster sprites... Control X... And, yeah, let me go Control X, chuck this over here, but this will be public. Protected. Okay. I am not 100% sure why I had this public, but that's okay. I'll keep this as protected. Because we're trying to keep sort of similar names, because, yeah, so this is why this is going to be a little bit difficult. Now, let's go find all these references. Did I use the same gore for... I think I did. Oh, maybe I haven't actually put gore into... Yeah, so... Yeah, that's fine. Because, yeah, like I say, this might get a little bit ugly. Things are going to look a little bit ugly, but don't worry, I've saved it like recently, so if everything all goes terribly, we've got a backup. But I want to kind of like, you know, quite sometimes you just have to be bold and move stuff over. I think all of this we can move over. This, I don't think we need this at all. Let's go find all the references. Yeah, there's no references. Let's just... I kind of want to... Yeah. This is just a bunch of rubbish that we don't really need. But so the public ball, this is going to just be a flat copy over. So when we've actually put all of the important stuff from here onto here... we're then going to have a bit of fun trying to delete certain things from here and working out that public ball performing attack. That one, I think we're still going to keep this. I've made it public, so I'm fine keeping that public. Protected. Ooh, yes, right. Because we might... This is one of those sort of dangerous things, so I think we're eventually going to get rid of this. Because all I've got is one generic attack, so this works, but I want to have a variety of different attacks. I think if we just change that to protected... then Control X and chuck this over, and hopefully we can get rid of that. Get rid of it all altogether, essentially. But we'll see. Right. Life bar script that can be protected. I think all of this we can check over here. I'm sure I kept it public for a reason. So I like this track, just turning it up in my headphones. Now, yes, okay. So this is a bit bold, but the awake is going to be over here. So this is all looking smooth until I click onto the mini monster script, and it's going to give me a whole world of hurt. But we're going to cross that bridge soon. Not quite yet. So this setup, let's have a look. For the time being, this will be... That's still public. What I kind of want to do, instead of just dragging all this on and putting it over here, yeah, I think we need to have a, let's see, what's the actual, so public virtual void setup. Monster SO. Right. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky, and then we just have nothing in there, I think. Oh yeah, so public override. Right, is that I think that's how we do it. So what have I just done here? Let me just try and tidy this up a bit. So because this is the parent script, let me just do a quick save. This is the parent script here, right? And we've got a function that's just completely empty that's called public virtual void. Now we can technically put, like, say, debug.log hopefully you never get to read this, with an exclamation mark. So what's actually happening here is like with this parent script, because we've got two different children that come out of it, that's the monster mini script and the monster main, the setup is going to be slightly different on both. Like, for example, we're getting hold of the monster main sprites from the scriptable object, whereas we're going to want to get the mini sprites from the monster mini script. So we actually want this function, like this is a particular function to the monster main script. So here, if we were to just call the monster parent script.setup, it would do whatever the function is that's children is. I am terrible at explaining things. But yeah, so, and you have to use the keyword virtual and override. So this is basically saying, oh, we're not going to do this rubbish debug log thing, we're going to do all this instead. Okay. That was a terrible explanation. None of that made any sense. Okay. Right. Okay, so that's good. So that we can actually leave. I'm trying to sort of tidy everything up as we go as well. So selecting the next attack. Yeah, okay. Let me get rid of this to try and make some space. And I'm just going to do MO, just work out, oh gosh, there's actually a bit more stuff than I thought, but that's okay. Right. So this one's all sorted. Select next attack. Let's have a look at what's happening here. Yeah, that's all right. There's lots of green stuff. We knew that was on the case. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So, yeah, the life bar script, on the mini one, we're creating it. Whereas I believe that this current thing, which I don't like, is when so at the moment, we're actually creating the main monster within this script, which is quite ugly and I don't like it. But that's kind of like, that's what's happening right now. So what we can do, so we can just compare, so public override, and rather nicely as well, it's got the same one argument, which is the monster scriptable object. And now I kind of want to just have a look at create life bar. Yeah. Let's go find all these references. I just want to work out when we're creating... Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. Let's not try and confuse things too much. I think I can just get all of this. And upon setup, we can put that there. I think we can get away with that, because I kind of want things to look quite sort of standardised. And let's go get rid of this. Okay. Oh gosh. Right. Okay. So attack symbol SR. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. Right. So where are we going next then? I think let's go get rid of some stuff. Trying to think what the next sort of logical step would be. I think I continue down this path. That was it. I just wanted to have a look at what select next attack does. Set attack. Okay. Right. At the moment, I'm just going to leave this. Oh, yes, I see. Set attack. Okay. Yeah, this is actually what we need to look at a little bit better. So I believe... what's actually... Let me just open this up, try and work out what I'm doing here. Yes, okay. Right, okay. So this set attack is pretty much the same as this set attack. So we can now turn this into protected. Grab hold of all of this with Control X. That will give us an error message. Yep, that's good. That's fine. And then we can chuck this over here. And then save that there. And then that gets rid of that. Okay. And then here we can get rid of all this. The reason being is I still didn't make set attack exactly how I want it. So now I believe we can just get rid of this. Okay. Right, now. Right, we're kind of slowly getting through this. Because, like I say, I want to have two nice clean scripts that can just refer to all of this. So we're getting there. Okay. So, lower life. Oh, yes. Easy. Right, okay, nice. Easy one. Okay, so this one we can just go protected. There's no really good order here. Control X. And over here, got lower life. I think we can just get rid of this altogether. Boom. Done. So, yeah, we can get rid of all of this. I think we should just get rid of all this as well. I don't know if we need it. I'm not going to do that quite yet. That one we can get rid of. Life bar stripped. Yep, we don't need that. And we'll get rid of that way. It's fine. Yep. Okay. Right, monster attack symbol script. That's fine. We've already got one. Yeah, right. As much as I, from an emotional standpoint, want to keep this here to just as a reminder, you know what? Just to show that I still do have love for completely pointless code, I'll just comment it out. Right. Now the idle routine. Let's see what's going on here. So this is upon setup. Yep, that's fine. So let's go into here. Oh yeah. Okay. Easy, 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 easy. Right. So what we need to do now, let me go give him a bit more space. This is going to become protected. And let me actually... I don't know, I always like to leave a space in between each line of code. Then we can control X. We can copy this and chuck this in here. And then now we want to go over here and think, yeah. And at the moment, I don't even think I've got. I don't think I ever actually call any of these functions. I just want to. I just like to know that I have it. So this can now. I think this will still remain public. So Control X, Control V, and then cancel this animation. Right. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I started this early because this is pretty tough. Let's go get rid of this. Okay. Right, summon. Okay. I was actually thinking earlier today. What happens, obviously, quite often when you're watching a stream, is that you'll get a little circle in the middle of a screen, say, as if to say, like, right, it's just rendering. There's a slowdown. Now, there's going to be multiple points throughout this episode where I'm just going to be perfectly still, looking like this, and like there's going to be the sort of confusion being like, is this, the music's still playing but he's just perfectly frozen, and it'll be because I'm kind of trying to work out where we actually need to go, what we need to do next. Oh yeah, I've got to deal with this at some point. Let's see. Right, so set up jump forward 1. Right, so this, he's quite happy in. This is something that only the mini enemy script will have to do, so he's quite happy being there. So all of this here is going to be specific to the mini thing, which is great. Okay, fade stats. Oh yes. Okay. All right. Here's where we do it. This is some big talk here. Right. We've got this awake function that we don't need at all. So we're just gonna. I'm just gonna have a quick compare to what the actual is in the parent here. So yeah, we don't need any of that. Yeah, we do want to get hold of gore, because I do want to have like gore within, like when you're hitting with the archers and stuff. Yeah, it's like I need to be really committed. I need to pause the music. I need to just stay perfectly still. And they'd be like, oh god, okay, that's bought me some time. Right, okay. I might regret this, but let's go. Boom, just delete it. We don't need it. Right, so with that in mind, I think we can delete all of this. And we can actually... We'll just green these out. Enemy name. Nah, I don't need that. Mini enemy sprites. Ha ha ha. Right. So. I don't think we need. Don't think we need that, but I just want to check that. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need that. So we're going to change the mini enemy sprites to monster sprites. Okay. Alright. Fade stats. So that's interesting. Oh, fade stats. Yeah, so we almost don't need this at all now. The only part of fade stats that we need is just the actual life bar script summoning. So this is probably a little bit over the top for what we need, but that's fine. I'd like to say I'm trying to do this systematically, but there's no systematic. I'm just trying to sort of like just slowly crunch all this down. So right. So summon. Okay, it's looking nicer. It's looking. We're getting there. So unless I'm mistaken, right? I mean, yeah, of course, we're keeping that for emotional, sentimental reasons. Sorry. Do we not even have a summon function within our monster mini script? Then how does it appear? Does it just appear? Oh, I guess. I suppose that's. I think this actually still is kind of okay. Right. So the fade stats. Okay. So what's happening with the take damage? Let's go look at the monster main first, because ideally I kind of want it to do the same sort of thing. Lower life there. In fact, let's go put him over here and we can actually literally compare them side by side and try and work out exactly what's going on. So take damage, take damage. So that's pretty much the same. Okay, so I'm going to do what is probably a terrible thing. I am going to I'm going to sort of take a little bit of a risk. Because like what I'm thinking is this is obviously better. It's better what's happening here because this is dealing with all the gore and stuff. And I still kind of want the gore to occur even when it's the mini version that's taking damage because I think that'll just look better. So I think, again, you know, when the classic of creating loads of problems so you can then fix it, that is exactly what we're going to do. So I am going to, in fact, hash region take damage obsolete hash end region. Okay. Okay. Right, and let's just see, because we've transferred all the important stuff, it might just work. Or it won't work, but it should be easy to fix. Right. So now here's the sort of important stuff. So take damage. So now let's go move him back to over here. So now I've got the parent script, and I think we can make this. Technically, it can still be private, I believe. So I'm going to keep it private. And we're going to Control X and chuck this over here. Yeah, this is, yeah, like... So when we do actually eventually try and get this to work, I think this flash white routine should be pretty simple. Yeah, okay. So the summon... Okay, now the flash white routine, I think this is like, there's not too much going on here. Yeah, a little bit of code. And the flash white routine, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? Yeah, so let's go change this to protected. Even though it might not necessarily need it. Protected, Control X. Chuck this underneath, and then I think we can quite safely just get rid of this. Okay. Right. No. Okay. The fade stats. Right. So what else have we actually got to look at? So the performing attack animation. Oh yeah. Now this is something that we're going to work on shortly. So I think we now delve back into Unity, and we first of all clear all the error messages and then give it a test and see if we can get it to work. I just, you know that sort of fear, because it's happened a few times when I have, like, anyway, right, let's go, let's see if it does happen. Okay, all right. Okay, right. Okay, alright. No error messages. I was expecting some, but there wasn't. I mean, I know there's been a few times where I thought, okay, this looks like a clean, easy thing. And then the number of error messages, it starts off at 50 and then continues ticking up. And I'm like, no, what have I done? Right, okay, so no error messages. So it should just work first time. Let's give it a shot. Ah, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, okay. So, for whatever reason, it's not able to get hold of... let's have a look. So, yeah, I believe all that's actually happening right now is it's struggling to get hold of the mini... scripts, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's try and work out why. So over here, okay. Let me actually still keep this up. So I have a feeling it might be starting the idle animation before it's actually collected all the stuff, but that's very easily fixed. So upon setup, okay, right. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I believe we're Oh, it's not getting hold of something, but we don't actually know what it is. I just assumed it didn't have access to the sprites, but that might not necessarily be the case. We might need to make a few things public in order to try and work it out. So I think we... so after having a look at that, it was saying there was something here that it doesn't have. So it's either the sprite renderer or the frames. So let's have a look at the idle routine and see what's actually going on. Idle routine. So what we can actually have just right here is debug.log. Debug.log. Monster SR plus is not equal to null. This does not feel like the most healthy way of doing this. Dot to string. Okay. And then we're going to have monster sprites. In fact, monster sprites. I think that should be fine. Okay, right. So we'll still create the same error message when we try again, but hopefully we'll get an indicator as to what is missing. Right. Okay. Aha! So we don't have the sprites. Brilliant. Right, why don't we have the sprites? So So this is interesting because ideally we've put this monster SO so we can actually have, so what I'm going to do here is yeah, so no, but I like it. So most people get really frustrated, but this is what I live for. I love these, you know. So yeah, the problem that we've got right now is we've got this line of code here, which is ideally getting hold of all the sprites that we need. So it's getting all the sprites that we need, and then we're starting our idle routine, and like when we actually, the idle routine is essentially just playing these sprites in an animation-like fashion. Sprites. So I'm going to have here, this is, again, we're going to still run into a similar problem, but I just want to see if like we have actually got hold of the monster sprites at this point. Right. Because it might have an error message even before it's created. Let's have a look. Oh. Okay, so we might be learning something a little bit about coding here. So, oh, yeah, okay, all right, I see it, don't worry. This is one of those where I'm thinking, like, yeah, get out of here, you scallywag. No, you know what? I want you there as a constant reminder of how I was an idiot. Okay, so it turns out we've got a whole other variable. Yeah, everything's fine. All right, okay. That was not a problem whatsoever. So we created another variable that had the same name as its parent. I just forgot to get rid of it. So when we were setting these monster sprites, we were actually setting the child here of a separate variable to monster sprites. So when we went into idle animation, idle routine, it wasn't grabbing these ones, it was grabbing the ones on here which nothing's happened with. So but that's okay. That's okay. Right, so I'm actually so sure that we're kind of fine. Okay. So I don't think we need that anymore. Right, okay. Let me just save all that as well. That was pretty important. Okay. Right, let's give this another shot. I mean, I still feel like we might run into more error messages, but we have nailed that one. It took a bit longer than I'd hoped because it was quite an obvious problem. Okay. Did seem to... Right, Right, so we're going to just see how the transition works. One thing that I didn't think to do, and I should have done, is I wanted to see if... aha, right, yes. So... we still got these here. Which I think is fine. Let's have a look. So, you know what? As much as I quite like the look of it, I think it's going to give me a lot more of a headache than... I've got a little heart here that, I mean, like I say, I like the idea that there's the heart to indicate its life, but I think because of where I'm going with this, I think this heart is just going to get in the way. So I think we get rid of this heart altogether. And what we want as well is, so if we're actually looking at this thing here, this isn't just a sprite with a number. This is actually a whole game object. This is a whole monster attack symbol that's holding all of these two things. So what we probably want is within this monster attack symbol, the ability to just fade it away into nothing, which is quite easily done. So our next goal is to make a function to fade this away as and when we need to, and maybe a function to bring it back up if we need to as well, and just get rid of this heart altogether. Right, let's rock! Whew. Right. Resources. Prefabbed. Yeah. So, where are we? Monster stuff. I've still got this over here. I kind of want to move this down here, but that will lead to problems. Let's not do that for the time being. Right, so this heart... I think we can just do that. I think that's fine. And this attack symbol, I think we can just do that. Okay, brilliant. And now here, edit script. Right, let's go put this parent just back in here. Attack symbol script. Sprite renderers. Text messages. Okay, we're going to have a quick public void fade away. Fade away routine. Okay. Oh, actually, one thing, right? I'm intrigued because I think before I realised I was typing, and my microphone is, because it's on the same table. It felt a bit sort of boom, boom, boom. It felt a bit like loud when you're actually hearing it on the stream. So I thought if I put my microphone on a like tea towel, it might get rid of some of the like thud as I'm like attacking the keyboard. Right, so right, so this is quite a simple function that I'm doing here. I'm creating a let's have a look. Let's just have int chum 0. It probably actually looks quite complicated, but it's really not that complicated. All I'm doing is I'm having a quick function here which fades away the monster attack symbol. Oh yeah, we've got to work out exactly how long it's going to take. I think 1/4 of a second is fine. So chum equals mover dot instance dot fade sr to color. And 0.25. And now we've just got to make the texts. At the moment, like, all of my attacks just have one like symbol, like the sword symbol, and then a text to indicate like the damage. However, because I planned for there to be more, that's why I'm doing a for loop, because there is there will be times later when I will need to fade away multiple things in one go. So for int I equals 0, I less than attack symbol TMs dot length, and then it's almost this. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to copy and paste. Fade TM to color. Text symbol TMs I color dot clear. Okay, so I think we're getting there. No, right. Okay, right. While okay, I think that's all we need to do. I mean, I could actually have what's the opposite of what's the opposite of fading away? Fading towards? I don't know. I kind of want to have another function where we do exactly the same. Okay, right, you know what? I can't think of a good enough name, so we're going to call it fade towards. I don't even know if we'll need it, but we're just going to have it just in case. Okay, fade. This seems terrible. This is a terrible idea. Towards. Could be fade back. And all this is doing here is going from clear back to opaque. This will not be a problem. It'll be fine. I don't even know if we're going to need the fade towards. Right, okay. So, now we've done that. Over here, where we've got fade stats, we can just simply have, I think it's underscore monster attack symbol script dot fade away. Done. Boom. Okay. Right. So let's see if those little changes have worked. Another thing. So let's see if this works. And then if it does, I kind of want to see if the archers, how the mini version is going to take damage. It might look a bit silly, but or hopefully it'll look brilliant and it'll be like a whoa, yeah. Okay, so we have archers. Okay, so here's where we might. Okay, right, no, don't worry, it'll look brilliant. I've just got full faith, even though I haven't checked anything at all. Okay, right, archers, go over. Okay, there was no gore, and I don't 100% know why, but what we can do is, because there is a chance there was gore, but it was created somewhere that we have no idea where it is. So I'm going to, because in theory it should be creating the like the blood the little sort of slimy blood sort of things as it goes out. Right, so it's no longer maximized on play. It's continued, end turn. Ah, so it has created it. But for whatever reason... Ah, okay. Yeah, so it actually has worked. It has worked, but for some reason the gore isn't... is the alpha setting of the gore is... So if we do that... Oh, no, it doesn't quite work. Okay. Yeah, we just got to work out why that is the case. Because I think I ran into this problem before, and I can't remember how I fixed it. Right. Individual gore script. Create individual. So. Ah, ha ha ha. I believe I know the problem. Okay. I think I know the problem. And it's actually should be easy-ish to fix. So what's happening is the literally it's working completely fine. So if we go into parent here and we have gore color, let's go find all the references. Oh, that's interesting. So we just need to make sure the gore color is yes, okay. Right, this is going to be a little bit confusing, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, because we haven't actually changed the gore colour at any point. We just decided to change it to one particular colour. But I believe that in here... oh, we don't even have one yet. Right, so in the actual monster SO, I think maybe somewhere near the top. Maybe about here, we're going to have a public colour monster gore colour, and I suppose there is an argument that we could just refer to this every time, and we don't actually need to make a variable within here to have gore colour. We could just simply refer to... but first of all, let's actually make this gore colour the correct colour. So there, okay. So about there, and we just want to make sure the alpha is all the way at the top there. Okay. Yes. Okay. I made a big decision. I think we get rid of this altogether. And we just refer to our monster SO dot gore color, and over here our monster SO dot, because we want to have things as simple and as light as we can, and if we can just get the references directly, then I think that's fine. I mean, there is an argument we could do the same with everything else, like monster sprites. We probably don't need that. Maybe we do. No, maybe we do, because, yeah. I think we do. Right. Okay. I don't know how this gore is going to look, because it's going to be firing at it's going to be the same size and same speed as to when you're hitting it when it's taking up all the spaces. Right. So this bad boy gives us a bunch of archers. Let's go maximise on play. I reckon it's going to work. I think it's just going to be brilliant. It's going to work first time and everything's great. Yeah. Oh, that looks really good. That looks really good. That's weird. That worked. I shouldn't be annoyed at this, but that worked better than I thought it was, because it felt like the actual distance of all the blobs were proportional to its size. Because I'm sure when it's in the main version, it jumps out further. Let's have a look. Huh. Okay. Alright, it magically works. Okay. Right, life has given us a proper solid a thumbs up, being like, don't worry, it's just going to work. Right, okay. Brilliant. Okay. Now we've got the next complicated thing. Right, okay, before I do that, I'm going to quickly go to the toilet. I will be right back. I'm just going to go on to... Yeah, right. Yeah, be right back. Ah, wicked. I obviously clicked the wrong thing. That was the waiting to begin intro. But anyway, so yes, that is the problem with energy drinks. Is like you're like, oh yes, this is brilliant. I got the energy. I need to go to the toilet. But anyway, right. So what were we going to do? Oh yeah, so we were just kind of puzzled as to why the gore is looking better than it should, and I just see that as, you know what, Unity has given us a free pass here. It looks really good, so we'll just stick with it. Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay, now here is going to be. So we've actually, that's good, right? So we're what, about hour and 20 minutes in, and we have done something which could have been a lot more complicated. Right. So now we are going to. We're going to create a script. Core script. I think it should be a core script. Maybe it should be a monster script. No, change my mind. It's going to be a monster script. Okay. Which we're going to call C# script. Monster master script. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to, over here, put the monster master script, chuck it in there. So now it's going to be part of the main Big Daddy Game Master script. And now we can edit this. And I kind of want all of the actions from these monster parent scripts, like all of these ones, to kind of go via here. So, first of all, this is going to be a public static. Oh yeah, of course. Monster master script instance. Oh yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, one thing I do. I think I won't do it now, but I do want to have a generic parent like way of making a singleton, like a singleton parent script, which I'm going to do at some point. I think the thing that confuses me slightly is there is the concept of, hold on, if I just public list of doing T. Now, let's say Harry, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and I'm still a bit confused as to what T actually means. Anyway, instance equals this. Okay, so let's have a look. Public. It's the mini script. Okay. Yeah, because I kind of want all of the monsters' actions and everything to go via this script, which will, again, this is going to be a tough thing to do. But I like the idea that this is the thing that actually controls all of the monster actions. So we're going to have to, one by one, whenever we're affecting this script, make sure it happens in here. Because I think that would just make everything so much clearer. Maybe. Right. So, where are we up to? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, so public void create mini so yeah, this is actually, let me, what's the master script? I want to kind of clear this a little bit. Right, let's just work our way through all of this. Okay, so actually that's interesting. This is useful because here I've got a really complicated way of getting hold of the mini enemy script, whereas once I've kind of got this fixed, we can just grab it from here. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go down, work out all the times where we need it. That's fine. Again, we'll keep these here. We can make this a lot nicer. This is going to look a lot smoother. Yeah, like, because we can almost get rid of all of this altogether and just simply, because what we've got here, sorry, I'll quickly explain. The combat scripts and the card actions spell scripts, they quite often need access to this, the mini enemy script. But there's chances that it may or may not be like active or not, and I've got this complicated way of like working it out, and whereas like once we have got this master up and running, we can basically get rid of all of this, and the times that we use it, we just call this instead of doing this sort of complicated rigmarole to try and work it out, which I'm gonna do because I want to. Yeah, I think that this will make it a bit tidier. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, map script. So here we're going to find out all the uses here. Find all references. So, rah! Okay. Let me have a look and see what's going on here. Here we go. So we basically, this is most of the things that we need. Yeah, okay. So this, yeah, so I needed to use a bit of my brain power here, and I just want to kind of try and visualize it. So when we're getting everything set up to begin with, what we're going to do is on this monster master script, we are also going to have, maybe we could have it above here, we can have a public monster SO going to have one of these, and we're going to set it at some point, but I want anything to do with the monsters to be done through here. So map script, Yeah, this might get a little ugly before it gets better, but I'm kind of okay with that. Right. Haha. Okay. Game info script. This information here is useful. Oh my word. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to work out. Edit script. Where is it? Monster. Oh, next enemy string. Ah, okay. That's fine. Okay. Yes. Okay. Because we just got to work out the point at which we're turning this string into the actual scriptable object that we need it to be. So, I reckon it's somewhere around here. Oh yes, of course. I had George Clooney. Okay, so what we actually want to do is at this point here, we're going to have our monster master script dot instance dot. Oh yeah, we haven't created a function here, but we're going to have here public void set monster so, and we're going to have an argument which is going to be monster scriptable object that, and we're just going to set it over here. So underscore monster scriptable object equals monster so. And ideally, any time we're looking to refer to the monster scriptable object, we can go straight to here. Okay. And we could actually do something slightly better, because all of this script here we could actually fit into here, which I think I like. I think I like that. So instead of actually putting the so instead of putting a monster scriptable object, we're actually just putting a name in, and everything is going to refer to this one. Yes. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. Right. So let's go make this a little bit more complicated, but this will make it life a lot easier in the long run. String monster name. And let's just copy and paste all of this code here. And what I could do is something like, this is just a sort of safety check. If monster name, hold on. If monster so is equal to null, Blobbo. What a terrible name. We can get rid of all this as well. And then I want a little debug.log. This shouldn't happen. Check it out. Okay, with an exclamation mark. So, we're transferring code from one place to another so that it's a lot easier to manipulate later. That's good. Dot. Okay. So what we're doing here, we are essentially getting this monster name. So now, when we're creating the mini-map, we are going to get rid of this argument altogether, and we're just going to refer to this one as and when we need it. In fact, yeah, I may as well just do this. Monster master script dot instance dot and let. That's fine. We can just put that in there. Okay. Now, where we've got the map script, let's go find all these references. Yeah, this is it's a tough one. Map script. Here, we want to ideally get rid of this and then find all the references. So find all references here. Monster master script dot instance dot create monster mini, and what are all the things that we need? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what's happening. So I think a lot of this stuff we don't really need. I think the actual, because what I'm actually doing is I'm creating the mini monster, and then I'm actually just yeah, we can actually put almost all of this. Let me just Control C, put this in here. So we're going to have a boolean that's called busy, which is fine. and here we're just going to go resource. Yeah, this does require a lot of thought. I'm glad that I did start this early on, because this is a quite difficult one. So we're essentially trying to get this script to do all the things that were being done in the minimap, or some of the things, and we're just trying to essentially collaborate it together, and it's a little bit complicated. So here we're going to have an argument which is called transform, which is mini map trans. Yeah, that makes sense. And here, instead of actually getting this, we're simply just going to go resources.load game object. Nope, that's one too many speech marks. And now let's go get hold of this. Right, I know we're going to get attacked by a bunch of stuff here. Oh no, only one, that's alright. Okay. Alright, this is actually a bigger move than I wanted it to be, but I think we're okay. We're going to drag this over here, and we're going to change its name as well. So Monster Mini. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we want to make sure that we've got access to this, the mini Monster Mini. So we're creating it. We're still making it a parent, a child of the minimap trans that we're creating. We're then setting this to have access to that, which is great. Spawn speed, let's go just change that to 0.5f, and then let's go make things a little bit clever as well. Go to definition. And over here, go to definition. So what we're going to do now is, even though these are both children of the parents, we are just going to have our own separate summon script, summon routine, over here, which is going to be, which will be easy to do. Okay, let's just copy this much. So I have got a method to my madness, but this will be one of those classic, I'm going to just focus on getting this done and then explain everything afterwards. Busy equals true, busy equals false. Oh no, I don't want it. I want to. Okay, here we go. So we're doing a coroutine, and this is pretty much all the stuff that we want. Oh yeah, and we're actually making life way more complicated. We can make it a bit easier. So if we have oh yeah, of course. Made things a little bit more complicated than I need to. Don't worry, this will all make sense, I hope. Okay, that is looking solid. Oh my word! Okay, this will hopefully make sense. It looks like I've just added more layers of confusion, but I believe this will actually make life a lot easier in the long run. So we have this instead. So that way, I partly like the way that summoning the monster, the mini monster, it's actually a function within its own code. So. Okay. So I don't think we need any of that. What did we actually have as the sport? Speed. Okay. So let's go, for the time being, I think we can get rid of all of that, actually. So, oh yeah, I see what I've done. So, what I've done quite nicely with this monster mini, the mini map, is I've actually done all of this like mini-trans.add, so we get hold of all of the transforms and the sprite renderers that are like its children. However, I want to. And I've done this bit of code here is essentially saying create the mini monster and add it to it. Whereas I like I like the idea that the mini monster is kind of like its own independent entity, and we'll like control it separately. So what we can do here is have a while monster master script dot instance dot busy yield return null. Okay. So yeah, that was a little bit complicated. So all of this, all I've done at the moment is try to make sure that the mini monster script is actually generally being controlled from here as opposed to by the minimap. Why I've done that, I don't know, but it's okay. Right, so the only thing, we're just creating it here. That's fine. So we can now hopefully get rid of a few of these things. So let's see if we've created any error messages and see where we're at. Right, okay. Probably should have made myself another coffee. Yeah, I think that's the problem with energy drinks. They give you loads of energy, and then it's like it's the sort of like a way, and then you're kind of like on the downward slope. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's actually, to be honest, that's what I wanted to happen, and I'm happy with that. Right, just got to work out how to do this. Okay. So, yeah, I know how we do this. It's easy. Just got to think the easiest way of doing this. So, yeah, the problem that we've got is this map still wants to do stuff with this mini enemy, and what we're essentially looking to do is go like this. And actually, you know what? Let's actually do that and work out all the problems that it's going to create and then just solve them one by one. Five problems. Let's just go through it. So we're where I was over here. That's good. So all we actually need to do is have monster master script dot instance dot underscore mini script float stats. Yep, that's fine. Let's see where. I think we got rid of a few of these in one go. Got 2 left. Yep, that's fine. Hopefully we should just have one error message left. Yeah, of course, yeah, the Abombine Nation. Right, let's see. You know what, while we're here, let's get these yellow messages sorted. No idea what that is. Are we just not using that at any point? I'm sure it made good sense at the time. Okay. So, we have, in an ideal world, we have started just rigging everything up so that all the monster stuff is going to start being controlled by this monster script itself. We're just not using this at any point. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's good. A good start. Okay, so we've more or less nailed. Yeah, that's fine. So now we just want to make sure we got hold of the main monster script. So card action, spell script. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we want to get rid of all this. So at what point are we creating this? We're creating it within the map script. Okay, so we want to make sure, so this is the key thing that we're looking for. We want to make sure every time we're creating this, we've got access to it. So find all references here. Oh, it's not even too much. That's fine. Okay. Right. Okay. Wow. Sorry, I have not been speaking for a good half an hour. Like, I haven't actually... I've just been sort of saying random words because I've been trying to sort of work out what's going on. But I think I think we're getting there. This is looking easier than I thought it would be. So, now, in this monster... We're going to have, in this monster master script, we're going to have somewhere over here, public void, create monster main. I think that's all we need. And private enumerator, create monster main routine. And here we're going to have a start coroutine, create monster main routine, and then busy equals true. Actually, one thing, I was watching another streamer, she's very good, called Pixel Typist, who tried to explain to me what the concept. There's a whole new concept of something called events, right? And to my understanding, events are like a kind of like a function that you can add more functions to, and you can literally add them how you would add like an integer, where you just have plus equals this function. Which I kind of want to have, I want to explore at some point, because that looks really interesting. But whenever you're using the plus equals thing, I just assume it's always going to be adding either an extra bit to a string or adding a float together or something. But the fact that you can do that with functions is like a, whoa, this is slightly, you know, above my pay grade. But I'm looking forward to learning what all that means. Right, create monster. Okay, so over here we're going to create the monster on screen. So this is going to be monster master script dot instance dot create monster main, and while underscore nope, master script dot instance dot busy yield return null. Yeah, okay. So I think this is fine. And basically we just want to get hold of all of this and put that in the in here somewhere. So this should be red and squiggly, which is fine. So we just need to make all these red squiggly things no longer red and squiggly. Why would I want a wheel joint 2D? Okay, while okay, and here we'll just have to get resources dot load game object. Okay. One thing that I'm actually thinking of doing at some point, I don't know if it's a bit too sort of sell-outy, but is having a title name of being like, I will solve a Rubik's Cube, like, if you follow. I haven't worked out yet. Because, yeah. So we want to just get hold of the monster main script. Yeah. Oh, yes. Right, so this is another big thing. I'm actually going to change this wording to main, which will lead to other problems down the line, I'm sure, but now we're going to copy this path. Okay, so let's just see what problems if there's any problems that come to light at the moment. Right, no. Because once we've done this, we can delete a bunch of stuff on here that isn't needed. Okay, let's see where we're at. I'm sure we'll probably be creating more, but I think life will be so much easier once we finally got this monster main script and Like, because then we can actually start doing the attacks and it will be so much easier to do. Okay, right. So everything's working. Is this still doing the thing that it wants? Yep. Alright. Close. Close. I think it's done it slightly in the wrong order. Which is fine. And we haven't faded this one away. So I think we just don't need this here. And where we've got fade stats, maybe at this point here, go to definition, because we may as well, even though I've called it fade stats, we could actually just fade our the actual image at the same time. So monster SR. Oh, hang on. Oh. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Right. Yeah, this is like, because there's a lot of things which would probably be more efficient. But I just quite like. I like. So if we rename this to fade away. So we're over here, we're getting rid of the attack symbol script. Here, we're getting rid of the life bar script. And if I have, this will be a really simple private enumerator fade away routine. I know this is looking like I'm making it more complicated, but I think it will make more sense in the long run. And then we have our monster SR. And we're just going to fade away the actual main mini thing at the same time. Mover.instance fade SR to color. The color is going to be color.clear. The time, I think we decided 0.5 sounds fine. And then we just need a so what happened last time is the main one was created and bounced in, and then the mini one bounced off afterwards. And ideally, I want them to happen simultaneously. So I think I've just manipulated a few little things. Yield, return, return null. So we have got our own, like, so here I've just got, I created a separate script. Let's go get rid of this now. This is just going to confuse things. like I say, we've got backups if everything goes pear-shaped. Okay, so what was I going to do with this? Can't remember. Here we've got... So this is the... Let's create monster main. So, when there are no turns left, we're creating the monster. We're fading away all of the all of the markers, and we're generally just getting rid of the... So fading away all these mini SRs is basically just getting rid of all of the little dots at the top and everything. And we are also fading away the monster script. And simultaneously we're also going to jump the monster script forward, so it's going to fade away as it's jumping, which is, I think that's fine. Let's see if that works. Like I say, if all of this works, it'll look essentially the same as it did right at the beginning of the episode, but I will have so much more like control over everything that's going to happen. So I knew this was going to be a grueling task. I knew that going in. Right, so I should have built some snipers at the same time, but I didn't. So that's growing. Right. Oh yeah. Right. Not sure what's going on there. Somehow I grabbed the console, which is kind of a little bit annoying. 6 armoured attackers. I kind of want to just see how the archers play out as well. Right, okay. Pause. Oh. Guess we don't need that at all. Okay. Right, so there's quite a lot going on here. These archers should attack over, do the damage. This will jump over all of this, and everything here will fade away, and a big guy should be created. So if only I could do this in like ultra slow motion. If I end turn and press pause. Okay, so let's go get this as big as we can reasonably get this, because I want to analyse everything that's just going on, and we're just going to go by a step-by-step basis. So the cards are going away. These guys are firing the arrows, and it's then appearing on the mini-map where they're firing over. So yeah, I've basically pressed pause and pressed this, which just clicks forward. So now all of the arrows have hit. He's getting hit and all the blood is coming out. And now, right, here's where it gets interesting. So this is now bouncing over, and it looks like it's fading away. And that's arrived. It's been a good old thing. The card is... You know what? This looks fine. This looks fine. I did want to have a look at it, like, in proper ultra slow motion. And this looks like it's kind of doing all the things that I want it to do. Yeah. All right. Brilliant. Right, okay. Fantastic. So we have done the very basic version of what we're looking to do, and I'm really, really happy with that. That's actually a really, really big win. So one thing which I'm thinking is obviously the ongoing conflict with, are you just making another version of Slay the Spire? I think each battle... I kind of want it to be different to Slay the Spire in that you actually do fewer battles in a run, but like instead of this having 60 life, this is going to have like 200 life, and have moves that like build up its strength and stuff. So you're like, so each battle is going to last longer than a Slay the Spire battle. They're going to be like mini bosses each time until you get to like the end of each like season where it's going to be a strong boss. But all of the bosses are going to have more life. So it's going to be like I just quite like that idea. I don't really know why. I like the idea that you're getting a proper, you know, that each it's like an epic battle every single time. Like, but that's more food for thought. That's me future planning. Okay. Oh yeah, no worries, man. So, like, do you do like game development as a job as well? I'd be so jealous. I would love. Yeah, that's just that's so cool. I'd love to. Yeah. To actually do like game development, like, you know, at the moment it is just like a brilliant hobby. Okay, so right, so this bad boy is doing almost everything that we want it to do. So we're still not sorted yet, because in the combat script, where we've got this monster script. Let's go find all these references here. Oh yes, right. So, okay, right. So, what we're looking to do next is all of the times when we're referencing this monster script, we actually want to we want it to go through here, so which is a lot easier said than done. So I'm just going to have a quick sort of scan through. So let's just say hypothetically, find all references. Let's just try and work our way through this. What's actually happening? Right. Oh, right. Oh, fair play. Like, I think, do you, like, because to me, I've been sort of doing, like I say, I've learned from online courses and stuff, but I still get that sort of proper excitement whenever I'm putting like a function together, when I'm doing coding and stuff. And I don't know, do you still have that that thrill? I know it doesn't sound thrilling, but it's just when you put like a really good bit of code together. Right, begin combat. So let's go work through all of this. So if we go, I think the easiest thing to do would be get rid of all this. This will create a massive bunch of error messages, which is what I want. 11, nice. And we just work our way through it. So we shouldn't need that, but I'll just green it out. So we're down to 10 now, hopefully. 10, brilliant. If Rangers is greater than that. And now here we just want to have... okay, no, that is really cool. I know, I like that. Well, I think because... I remember, like, one thing that I always like is when someone has something. It doesn't matter if it's, like, literally it could be anything in the entire world, that you have that sort of proper sort of passion for. It's like if someone was into pottery, it's like, not that pottery excites me, but if someone is properly way into it, I'm like, yes, okay, that's, you know, that's like, I actually kind of get that sort of residual excitement of from it. So, but that actually does genuinely sound really interesting, like when you actually, like, when, you know, because I think obviously to me, I like when I can be doing something, some heavy bit of coding that I've been almost like properly focused on for like an hour and a half, and then suddenly pressing the play button and seeing it all like come out and work, and it's just brilliant. Right, monster script. We want to have monster master script dot instance dot what's the main script dot get. Yeah, okay. Even though this does look as I'm just adding more code, I think this makes a lot of sense. And what I probably should do... Okay, so we're slowly getting through. So now hopefully this 10 might be down to 7. Sweet. What I should be doing... perform attack animation. So, like, essentially what we're looking to do is get a bunch of different attacks. Because, oh yeah, sorry. So, let me just go like that and like that. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I wrote down somewhere. I've got it. No, not that one. Let's see if I can find it. Here, I've got a little thing. God, that is awfully white. I apologise. Right. So what I've actually got is a bunch of attacks that the like enemies could have. Like, so there's the standard attack that just deals attack damage. Then there's like a back attack that prioritises non-armoured units. Like, I won't go through the whole thing, but I thought, like, because I don't want the enemies just to have a standard normal attack. Oh yeah, so one example is creating a monitoring system, having a service that would get the data, put it onto a queue, and then other service could... Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that sounds way awesome. So would that be like would that work for like big businesses and stuff? That's brilliant. And I'm guessing you still get that sort of excitement when you actually see it actually work. When you actually, you're spending ages putting it together, and then finally something clicks, and then it actually gets it to work. That's brilliant. But yeah, so I've made a bunch of attacks that I'm eventually looking to implement. Like, I don't think I'll be able to do that today, but it's just like where I've got over here, perform attack animation. I'm going to eventually make this a bit more of a complicated script that can work out what type of attack that it's going to do. Yeah. Right. So let's go get rid of some of these error messages. Let's have a look. We're down to 4. Nice. Okay. So what's actually happened? This is on the combat script. It's selecting the next attack. This is the point when it just takes damage from the normal attackers. Let's go get rid of some of this now. Oh, and over here. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So what I kind of want to do is have a quick play about let's go get rid of some of these debug logs while we're here as well. So I'm going to do a bit of a trial run see where we're up to, see if everything works without giving us error messages. Oh yes, I remember now. I put this word break here, which ruined everything. Yes, okay, this will remain here as a constant reminder. Do not put in the word break if you don't need to, but I can get rid of that. Right, I just feel like we've got a bunch of debug, which is... Oh, okay. Oh, brilliant. Okay, that's so cool. So you can actually so when you're actually saying you see your first red alert, in my head I thought that was being sarcastic. It's like, oh god, here's the big red flag of something that's going wrong. But as in, that's a good thing. You can see where the problem is actually arriving from. That's incredible. Oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, because I think, again, that's probably like a little bit ahead of like what I can do. And out of interest, are you still using are you still doing a lot of code in order to do that? And if so, what code do you use? Or what programming language, I should say. Right, anyway, let's go give this a test. Ooh. Why is this starting on 6? I mean, I know why it is, but I need to fix that. I use Golang and Python for the stuff. I don't. Oh wow, yeah. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. Brilliant. Like, as you know, I've got a personal vendetta against using the Python language because you don't get curly brackets. That's it. There's no other reason. It's like everyone loves it, but I just find it just too confusing. But everything else, that is brilliant. Oh, quality. Oh, nice. And did you find the same thing? Once you've learnt one language, it's easy to learn lots of other languages because you can see more or less what's going on. Because I can look at Python and be like, yeah, I can kind of vaguely see what's going on. The same with Java and other things. It's like, yeah, I can see what's going on. Right. So 60. So at some point I need to make sure that the thing that I've created, it's where I've got George Clooney. What's the master script? Right, okay. Oh, that's it. This just needed to be George Clooney, not Monster S.O. Oh, that joke will never get old. If you know low-level language, that's true. I'm not sure it's always true. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, well, I think actually, when I was learning C++, there was a big thing on pointers, and I'll admit, right, as much as I did just about understand it, I did find it really complicated. I found it difficult to work out the difference between a pointer and a reference. And I know that it's like a reference is essentially saying this is a like an integer that is a reference to another integer, whereas a pointer is saying this is just a memory address that's pointing to another integer or something. And that did take me quite a while to actually get my head around. But in C#, you don't really need either references or pointers, I found. Right, so if it's what's the George Clooney? Yeah, okay. Hopefully we won't run into that same problem. So at the beginning, we're just creating a clone of this blobbo, so that we can manipulate it and it won't affect anything long term. Okay. Right, so it's on there. Let's go make some snipers. Probably creating a few too many, that's fine. Okay, so we're doing the damage. Unfortunately, I've created just too many so that when it actually comes over, it's going to die before it gets to attack. Which is actually a little bit annoying. That isn't really what I wanted to do. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not actually going to create. I'm going to create less snipers because I want to see it attack and just do things. So if I just do a few moves before that, 1, 2, 1 keen archer, that's fine. It's okay. Let's go make all of these armoured, why not? I just want to check that it still can attack. Right. Now I've created the challenge for me. I've got to see if I can actually win this. Okay. Well, it's a terrible start. Okay, and then toughen. Okay. Okay, I do not have an ideal hand here. Oh no, it's okay. I do technically survive, so I may as well just create some snipers. And I think this is more efficient. If we just kill off 3 random ones and then do another one of these, we can make more snipers. And I think we've got enough to win, maybe. So he attacks, almost kills us. It kills all of those and then we win. Yeah, nice. Okay. Alright, I just wanted to check this does work. So now that I've got, now that I've actually done this, this has been a really, really long, complicated way. Oh yeah, sorry, I was... yeah. So, because I mean, one thing which I've always had, I've always kind of got used to is whenever creating a variable, actually creating what the variable is. So, like having like a, oh, I want to know this is an integer before I create it. Depends how optimized you need the code to be. I think being aware of memory and how the garbage collector works is I said yes, yeah, like because it's still the concept of a memory leak is essentially just creating some bit of code that is used and then not actually ever discarded. So it's just going to be there. It's just going to be there, eating up more and more. Creating so it will eventually slow down. I mean, at this precise moment, because I watch a lot of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Bear in mind, this is Blizzard. It's quite a big deal, big company. It's still having a problem where a lot of people, they'll play one game, but then if they try and play another game, there's such a big memory leak that they can't play 2 games in a row, so they have to quit out of the game entirely and then go back in. So it makes me feel a bit better. So if I have a bit of a problem with a memory leak, I'm like, okay, well, Blizzard is struggling with this, so it's not quite as, it doesn't matter quite as much. Okay, right. Let's see. Okay. So what were we looking to do after this? So basically, my main goal has been to get a monster master script that actually is in control of everything. So what we will probably need to do is we need to have access to all of the different monster moves that it can do. This is going to be... So I'm thinking we could... I'm trying to work out the best way to do this. So I think we need another script which we'll create within this monster master script, which will be called something like monster move script. And this will do all of the relevant things that we need to do. Okay. Right, let's go for it. Yeah, I'll make a start today. I don't know if I'm going to create any more different attacks, but I just want to have a monster move script that will be able to get hold of... where is it? So in... edit script. So what we've got here, monster attack type. So yeah, maybe monster attack script. It's going to get hold of one of these variables, in which, as time goes on, I'm going to have even more of these. But it's going to have a function where, the argument is one of these, and it will also tell the monster to perform one of these actions. Because I also like the concept that, the mini enemy, on some occasions, it's going to have an attack, like a long range attack. So it can be, while it's approaching, it's still attacking at long range. And I want to, I want to work out a way of dealing with that. I'm probably making life way too complicated. Ideally, you'll never read this. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's a tomorrow's problem. Yeah. So we don't need that anymore. Right. Sorry, doing a bit of clearing. Ideally, you never read this, and I clearly have. Okay, no, just forget it. Forget it. Right, right. Okay. I've still got quite a lot of debug stuff. I kind of want to just clear a few things, although that might be useful for later. Forget it. We'll come back to that later. Right. So what we want is. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, because I know that I have intentionally, I leave all these debugs in to remind myself to actually look back and think, what was I doing there? Oh, yeah, that's good. So, I mean, this, where it says ideally you should never read this, that's a good thing. That's showing that something that I've done has affected this. And we'll work it out what it is nearer the time. Okay. So what I want now is scripts. Monster scripts. Maybe we just call it Monster Attack Master Script, I think. No, just Monster Attack Script. And I think for simplicity reasons we can just add it. I was gonna create this code within here, but I don't think it makes much sense. We can just put this Monster Attack Script here. The sad thing is I've done that. I've done that before. Where it's like, oh, this is wrong and needs fixing. Yeah, I mean, because I feel like this is going like down a random window of memory lane. It's like I've got something here saying explain this, and I have no idea what I'm trying to explain. Lost to... Where are we? We're in the defense building script. Lost to non-armored defenders is greater than 0. I can't explain this. I have no idea what's going on. What was I thinking? It's like probably about 2 months ago I did this, and I'm like, no idea. Lost to... I know that NA defenders is non-armoured defenders, so if it's greater than 0, then it equals 0. So I believe... Destroy... Yeah, no, I can't explain it. It works. No, it's true. I mean, I think when yeah, I don't know. We might even, I think I might devote an episode, or a good, at some point, just a good, say, half an hour to an hour of being go through all of these debug messages and try and work out what I was trying to do and fix them. But you're right, this isn't even in a thing. I think it's because I might have been a bit sneaky at some point. I think I was struggling a little bit with making sure all the numbers are correct. It's like when the monster attacks and there's both armoured and non-armoured beams to defend, right? There's a different thing that's going to happen regardless of whether the monster attack is high enough to pierce through all of the armoured ones or it's not. But if it is, it's like how many, it's like trying to work out crunching the numbers, and I think at this point here, so we've set that to the number of defenders here. So if the armor total is greater there. Oh, that's it. If that is less than 0, then it equals that, because technically, if that was a minus number, we would get a massive... Yeah, sorry, I thought that if that's greater than 0. Yeah, because this number can actually be less than 0 if the amount of damage that the enemy does is less than the number of armoured units. Yeah, okay, yes, okay, I can now successfully explain this. Right, we have this so that we make sure that... Because technically what it would be telling itself is, let's just say you have 20 armoured defenders and the enemy does 15 attack. Somewhere in this code... it would be like, oh right, so the number of actual normal defenders that you're going to lose is -5. Because you've got damage to take minus armour total. That's it, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, cool. I can actually... That does make sense. So, what I have... So, yeah, so this is just making sure that we're not gaining defenders just because it had less... Yeah. Okay. It does make sense. Right, okay. But yeah, you're right, it's not even in an if statement. It's just explain this at some point. Right. Okay. So monster attack script. Let's go put him back over here. Let's lower this, and then let's get out of here. Let's just go back to where we were. I kind of prefer having the game there. Right. Edit script. Right. This is going to be in the same way that we have our card script that has a big bunch of different things that the cards do. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like this is why it's actually really useful. I could probably do that. You don't mind if I just steal that bit of code? So even though I've just got rid of... I've got another thing, right. So it was around here, wasn't it? So I think it's something like here. So I'm going to actually have a little look. Oh, it returns the largest of the two. Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. So... Huh. What I should do is... I should just put that there, in case it gives me grief later. We know where the culprit will be. Yeah. Yeah. I believe you there. But I think that'll be nice. So now, with that in mind, we can just get rid of all of that. Cool. Yeah. Cheers for that. I like it. So it's just gonna work out which one. So this number will always be either 0 or bigger than 0. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me just double. Yeah, that's fine. I was just checking that I wasn't actually this wasn't affecting any of this script here, but it's not, so it's fine. And I've just got a bit of a comment just saying the word done. That's no problem. Okay, right. I'm procrastinating here. I need to get to monster attack script. Okay. So. So yeah, like I said, I'm putting this together. I think this will make sense. So monster parent script. So here, what we want to do is switch. You know what? I think that will just, because I'm going to be probably referring to this quite a bit. And then, yeah, I'm going to do something very similar with what I did with the cards, in that I'm just going to create the routines here until we have too many attacks, and then splinter them off. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's going to be really useful. Like I won't do that yet, but that would make sense, because I know that yeah, especially like with like the life bars. Yeah, I know that there's just so many times where I'm having to do a separate check to make sure that it's it doesn't go greater than the maximum life. Right, so this one will have a so this is where we were getting at now. So what we're actually going to do is, where we have the monster parent script, it's not actually the monster. Let's go make life a bit easier. Close all but this. Clear it up. And now monster main script. Go to definition. So I've got a function which is perform attack animation. So what we kind of want to do is, like at the moment, all that's happening here, this is just the attack animation. Like this isn't affecting any of the numbers, but we kind of want to have like, we obviously want to do the animation within here of the monster, but we also want to kind of affect the numbers as well. I think this, yes, let's see how this goes. So let's go find all the references. Good, there's only one. So here, because I think we can affect all of these numbers here. We can probably affect within this script here. So I'm going to do something quite basic. So let me go into this one. So what we want over here is have a private Monster attack script. And upon awake, we also want monster attack script equals get component. Monster attack script. Or do we just make this a singleton? No, I like the idea that everything runs by this. So when we're having like perform attack, we're going to basically say we're going to tell this monster master script to perform the attack. So public void perform attack. We might need to put and then perform attack routine. I think maybe we have a bool, which is going to be something like effect main. What's the difference between affect and effects? I still don't know. Okay. So busy. I'm going to do something which I think good coders will frown upon as I do this. No, right. Just to me, it makes so much more sense. Okay. Right. Why are you using a switch statement for a boolean? You can just do one or the other. I know, but it just looks so neat and tidy. Look at this. Alright, fine. It's almost as though the parent in myself said, will you really be happy with this? No, it's okay if change my mind if affect my monster attack script dot perform attack monster attack type, so that'll be so here so we actually need to go to the parent. Oh yeah, fair enough, man. Oh, it's absolutely awesome like having you hang out, man. You've helped me out so much. I really appreciate that. Have a good rest of the day, man. What we want. So we want to get hold of our monster attack symbol script. Ideally, we kind of want to get hold of the class, but let's go into here. So, what's the problem that we've got at the moment? I just want to work out a way to get hold of the current attack and put this in as the argument. And it's actually proving a little bit more difficult than I thought. I've just got to work out exactly. I think if we go into master. Edit this. Find all references. Yep, that's okay. So here. Right. Okay. So this is all done within a separate potential enemy attack scripts, and this is kind of like this is actually, to my understanding, doesn't even necessarily need to be a. This could be a class in and of itself. It doesn't need to be mono behavior. So, the moment that we're actually, what point are we actually? Let's go find all these references. So, what we should be doing is where we're setting the attack, we're getting hold of this monster attack class. But what we really should be doing is where we've actually got this. At the moment, we're just creating a monster attack class for this temporary function, getting all the information out of it, then getting rid of it. What we probably should have is a new variable, which we'll put at the bottom here, which is going to be called public monster attack class, and we'll call it current monster attack class. Okay, so instead of over here where we're creating one, we're just going to have current monster attack class equals that. Okay, and so current monster attack class, so wherever we've got red stuff, so that way we've always got access to this. So let's just copy. Like I say, it made a lot of sense when we were making it earlier to just create it at runtime, whereas here we can create it at the beginning and it will be changing. So now, why have we done all this? Because we can now go oh yeah, that's fine. So what I need to do, what we've got here, so in this class here we're going to have a whole new variable which is going to be public, and it probably should be at the top in all honesty, public master script dot monster attack types, and it's just going to be called, and we can actually just have attack type, I think, just to keep it consistent. Okay, and we're going to have a new variable here which is going to be master dot monster attack types. Attack type. Let me while I think this, rename. just makes a lot more sense. Attack type equals monster this one. Okay. So now what we've done is yeah, we don't need to do that quite yet. So what's the main script? I think it's in the monster parent script. So now we've got access to this current monster attack class. And now that we have this, we've got all the key information we need. So here we can have what's the main script? Okay, so this ideally will so this perform attack routine, it's firstly going to have a boolean which is affect main, because I do eventually want to have it so that both the mini version and the main version will be able to do attacks. So affect main, this is going to be like true eventually, like for most of the time, because it's going to be the big one that's going to be doing the attack most of the time. But I like to leave this in for future, for when I do want to have the mini ones to do an attack. Okay. Right. Perform attack. So, where we've got this monster main script, I think it's this one, we've got this perform attack animation, find all references. Okay, so this is where it's being called. So, what we're looking to do, and I probably won't do that today, I'm probably going to call it a day soon actually, but what we're looking to do is change this bit of code so that it doesn't just do this thing, it's actually going to call, let me actually change it to what I want it to do and then green it out and then leave a debug message to be like this is where we need to go. Where were we? Oh, combat script over here. So what I'm looking to do is have monster master script dot instance dot perform attack true and then while monster master script dot instance dot busy yield return null. Now let me go that's fine and debug dot log come here to fix the monster attacks. Okay, and for the time being, just so everything still works, we're going to green this one out. But this is yeah, it's like what this is what we're looking to do. And within Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I see that error message. That's fine. That should fix that. But where we've got monster attack, it's essentially going to call this, and I'm glad that's fine. There's an error message there, but this is going to have all the guts of how each attack occurs, because not every attack is just going to be the big thing slamming over and doing stuff. I want there to be like different animations or different things that happen. But this is like the very, very, very basic bare backbone of what we're looking to do. So. And you know what? Even though it seems quite sacrilege, if we just save this now and clear this, we've got this one here, this error message, which brings us to here, and this will be a nice reminder as to where we're looking to go next episode. But I think I'm going to call it here. Like we have actually, even though like visually it hasn't looked like we've done much, we really have done a lot of work today. We have like essentially put everything into the place like where I want it. So now that we've got this monster master script and this monster attack, it's going to be like overwhelmingly so much easier to like manipulate what the monster does. It's like we can control everything. It's kind of the equivalent of having a remote control car instead of just having another car that you've actually got to physically go over and grab. You know, you can just be like, I can do everything from a distance, and it will be a lot cleaner, a lot safer. That's a terrible argument, but yeah. Anyway, I am gonna call it here. This has been absolutely awesome. Really, really cool stream. Alright, I will catch you guys later. Bye.